So now guys, let's move on to our next page, which is Fusion page. Now this is unlike edit page. Edit page work on layer system, but the Fusion work on node system. So this is our video and this is our output. You can switch to single screen or to dual screen. So this is our final output and this is our original clip. So if I press 1 on keyboard, this is our original clip and this is our output. You can see a white dot appear on the second and white dot appear on the first one in this clip. So in our edit page, how we add effects to our clip? We just select an effect and we drag and drop an effect onto our clip and we just change the value and the effect will apply to our clip. But in Fusion, how you can add a effect to your clip? You have to drag effect and drop between these two nodes and the effect will apply to the final result. For example, I'm going to select the node and in our settings, in our inspector, you can control the blur size, for example. And now check this out. If you select your media in and press 1 on keyboard, so this is our original clip. So I'm going to just delete this blur effect and I'm going to select this clip and now I'm going to add an effect to this clip so you can better understand. So now in blur, I am going to increase the size, and if you want to zoom out your preview window, just press Ctrl and use your mouse scroller to zoom in and zoom out. And now check this out. This is the blur video and this is our original clip. So if you press 1 and again and 2 again, you don't see any preview. So if you press 1 or 1 again, it will disable your preview. And now I'm going to press 1 to enable the preview of this original clip, and now I'm going to press 2 in your keyboard to enable this media out. So this is our final result and this is our original clip. So you can add effects in one way. You can add effects between these two nodes. This is our media and this is the effect and this is our final result. So if you disconnect all these nodes from the final node, then the result will not show to you on your preview window and it will not render as well. So in order to render or show the preview, all you have to just select and connect this to your media out. Now in our Fusion page, we have our media pool, we have our effects, we have open effects, templates and LUTs as well. You can show your clips. For example, this is right now first clip and this is our second clip, which is in edit. We have currently 2 clips. And now you can also switch to single screen or dual screen from this icon and you can go to your inspector from here. So guys, this is the introduction of Fusion page. So guys, I know it's look like a very difficult task to edit your videos or add visual effects in Fusion page, but it's very simple once you understand the node system. So we have different kinds of nodes in Fusion page. First we have basics nodes, like we have blur node that don't require any extra node. You just select your node and drag and drop it in between these two nodes, media in and media out, and it will work fine. Now we have some bright and contrast node, brightness and contrast node. These nodes don't require any extra node. For example, we have curve node and we have color corrector node. You can change these values. You can change hue, for example, add saturation, contrast. You can increase gain, lift, gamma, etc. So these nodes don't require any extra node to function. So I'm going to select these nodes and I'm going to delete these nodes. So now I'm going to show you one extra node. For example, if you want to add a text, you just select your text and drop it in between these two nodes. So now we have text node and we have merge node. So what is merge node? So let me just show you in edit page. So in edit page, if you want to add a text, you just select a text and place on top of this layer. So now this text layer is above our video. That's why it shows us the text. So like this concept in Fusion, the green line mean above layer. So for example, if I write a text, increase the size so you can better see what's happening, and let me just switch to single screen. And as you can see, the green line means above layer. So in Fusion, the green lines mean This is layer number 1 and this is layer number 2. Green lines mean above layer. It's very simple concept once you understand. And the blue line means masking node. So if you want to add a mask on this node or on your video, all you have to do is just select a masking node. So these are the masking node, these 4 are the masking node. So for example, I'm going to select ellipse and I'm going to connect this to our merge node. And now select the ellipse and decrease the border. And now check this out. Now we are masking our text. So now let me just show you how this is working. So this is the merge node. Green line mean above layer. So I connect my text to above layer and then I connect my mask to the merge node. So my merge node is now masking. The text node is not masking. So if I switch to dual screen and press 1 on keyboard, select the text, as you can see we have this text full, but in our merge node if I press 1 you can see we have this EX because our ellipse is masking out the double T. So I hope you now understand how this node system works. So now how you can access to these nodes. So these are the nodes, but how you can access to these by searching. So you can search from here, like for example if you want to search merge node, you can search merge node like merge and we have this merge node. But there is a simple way to search for these nodes. You have to press shift plus space bar and we have this select tool, and now you can search for any node. For example, if you want to search color corrector, we have this color corrector node. Select this node and add, and it will add. If you want to disconnect a node, press shift and select a node and it will disconnect. And if you want to connect this node in between these two nodes, just select this node and press shift and now drag and drop this right here, and now you can make any changes and it will affect our final output. Now guys, you can also mask the color corrector because we have this blue line, which means you can add mask. So I can now add masking node. So as you can see, this area only affects because we have this ellipse node. And now if you want to disconnect this node, all you have to do just press shift, select this node and just leave it right here. And if you want to connect this, select this dot right here and now drag this line to the blue side of the color corrector node, and now we have this area. So guys, these are the basics nodes. I hope you understand the concept of node system. Now as a beginner, when I try to understand these concepts by watching video, I just don't get it. I understand the node system because I tried myself to understand the concept of node system. It's very simple. You have to try it yourself these same things, then you will understand how these node system work in Fusion page. So now guys, I'm going to add multiple nodes in our Fusion page, so now you can better understand how the node system works. So first we have our video. First we have this clip. If we press 1, we have this clip right here. Now I'm going to disconnect this clip, and now I'm going to add a background node, and now I'm going to connect this background to our media out. And now as you can see, we have this black background. So you can change this color from these settings. Like for example, you can add a gradient map if you want to. Now guys, I'm going to place this clip on top of our background. So how you can do that? You just select your node, drag this and press shift and drop this node in between these two nodes, and it will automatically add a merge node, so you don't need to add a merge node. So now I'm going to place this so you can better understand that this is like a layer. So we have this layer and we have this layer. Yellow lines means is connected to the output. So now I can change the size of this node. As you can see, we have this background and we place this video on top of our background. Now I'm going to select a text node and I'm going to drag this and drop this in between these two nodes, and it will automatically add a merge node. So now I'm going to add a text as well. And I'm going to increase the size of this node as well. So now as you can see, we have first background node and we have this video, and then we place our text on top of our video and our background, and these all nodes are connected to the output node. And we have another node which is transform node. You can also transform these all things, or you can transform just one clip. Now I am going to drag this transform node and I'm going to drop this right here. Now as you can see, I'm going to select this transform node, and you can change the size, aspect ratio, the angle. You can flip your video, and you can change the position as well if you want to. And if you want to reset these changes, all you have to do is just click on this circular arrow to reset all the things. So guys, now I hope you understand how this node system works. First we have background, and then we add our video on top of this background, and then we add text on top of our video. So guys, if you want to add a node, you don't need to just select a node and then drop it in between these two nodes. All you have to do is just click here and it will add automatically that node. Or you can do one more thing, is just select this node, the updated node, the last node, and just select a node that you want to add it. Now it will automatically add that node in between your nodes. So now you can change the settings right here and it will affect all the nodes. And now guys, if you want to add this brightness and contrast node before the text node, all you have to do is just select your clip, and then first I'm going to delete this brightness and contrast node, and you have to select a media in because it's our video, and now you have to select a node and it will automatically add that node in between that clip node. So now if I change the settings, it will only affect my media in. If you want to affect the background as well, you have to then select your background and then add a, for example, color corrector node. Then I can now change the hue of that background. So now you can see what is happening right here. So guys, this is the basic concept of how node system work in Fusion Page. So I hope you now understand the basics of these nodes. This is how you can add multiple nodes in Fusion Page. And now if we go to edit, we have this video and we have this text. So now I have this picture right here. Now I'm going to show you guys how you can add emitters / particles node in your Fusion Page. So first you need to select this P emitter, and then you have to select P render. So first I'm going to connect this to render, and now I'm going to add a merge node in between our, this is transform node. I'm going to add, this is the merge node in between our main clip, this media and this media out. And now I'm going to connect this P render to our merge node. And now I'm going to show you, if I play this video, you can see we have these emitters. First I'm going to change my resolution to full so we can see what is happening right here. So now as you can see, we have these particles. So these are the particle node, and these particles are now rendered here, and these render are now connect to our merge node. So this is how these particles node are work. So first I'm going to select this P render and press 1 on keyboard. So this is our particle node. So now I'm going to select my P emitters, our main particle node, and I'm going to go to the velocity, and I'm going to change my velocity to this side. And now if I play my video, as you can see, these particles are now going to our right direction, to the right side. Now you can also change the velocity variance, and you can also change the angle as well if you want to, and the angle variance like this. Now I'm going to move this to like this position, and now I'm going to decrease the variance and maybe decrease the velocity a little bit. And now I'm going to decrease the number to like 3 and change the lifespan to like 4. So now this is the basics particle. So this is for the 3D version. So we are right now in 2D. As you can see, if you want to add a 3D, then you can just disconnect this and then you can switch to 3D. And now we have this 3D. And now you can just go to the image, select this node, now go to the style, and then you can change this to blob, to brush, and you can also change to this as well. Now I'm going to change this to point, and now I'm going to connect this to our merge node. So if this is not connecting to merge node, you then need to select the P render and then switch to 2D, and then it will connect to your merge node, because our image is in 2D, not in 3D. So now I'm going to select my P emitters, and now I'm going to change the style to bitmap, and now I'm going to select my DaVinci Resolve PNG file, and now connect this to our P emitters. And now check this out, we have this small DaVinci Resolve in our particle shape. And now guys, I'm going to add a blur and a glow as well. So I'm going to increase the glow, increase blur just a little bit, and maybe just blend it right about here. And if you want to increase the size of these emitters, all you have to do is just add a transform node, select the transform node, increase the size, and now we have these DaVinci Resolve particles. Now you can also change the style, change the settings of your particles for better result. For example, change the angle, like this, and you can also move it to Z direction as well if you want to. Now I'm going to change the number to 2, lifespan to 30, and now check this out. So now I'm going to select my transform node, and I'm going to increase the size of this node. So now we have these particles. And now guys, if you select your P emitter node and go to the style, and in gain you can also increase your gain to add more shining to your logos or your PNG files. Now you can add pictures as well. So I'm going to disconnect this, and now I'm going to add my picture and select this picture to P emitters, and now we have this picture. So guys, this is the simple way to add emitters node in Fusion page. So now guys, I'm going to show you how you can add a 3D text on your video using Fusion. So first, grab this node text 3D and drop this right here, and select this node, and I'm going to type a simple text, and now press 1 on keyboard to view this right here. Now before we start editing our text, you can zoom in and zoom out using press hold Control and using your mouse scroll to zoom in and zoom out. You can also travel from the mouse scroll, and you can also rotate your view from hold Alt and using your mouse scroll like this. And you can also using your mouse scroll to travel from above to below. So this is the basic view function. And now select your text, and now to make our text 3D, right now our text is like kind of a flat text. So select your text, go to the extrusion and increase the extrusion depth. So now we have this 3D text, and I'm going to increase the size of the depth. Now that's fine. Now I'm going to render this text in order to add a text on our video. So I'm going to select this text node, and I'm going to connect this to render 3D. Now press 1 on keyboard on render 3D, and we have this text. And now if you want to add light on your text, you have to select the merge node, this node and drop this in between these two nodes. So now we are going to add light on our text. So now I'm going to select this spotlight and I'm going to connect this light on our merge 3D. So if we change the value of the light, you can see we don't have the light. So enable to cast light on our text, you have to select the render 3D and you have to enable the lightning and enable the shadow. And now select the merge node and press 1 on keyboard to view this right here. And now I'm going to select my light and I'm going to push it back and press 2 on keyboard on our render, and as you can see this is our final result. So now I'm going to select this to move it above. You can select the green to move this above or below. You can select the red to move it from to left to right, and now you can select the blue to move it from far or to near your text. So now select the spotlight and I'm going to increase the size of the cone and I'm going to increase this angle as well, just like that. And now if we rotate our text, I'm going to add a transform node, 3D transform node. Select this transform 3D and add this before our render. So now if we select our transform and if we rotate our text, as you can see this is a 3D text. And if you place this transform 3D before our merge node, you can see we can move the text only. But if we add this transform 3D before our render 3D, then we can transform the spotlight and the text 3D at the same time. So now if we rotate our text, as you can see we have the light move along with our text. But if we move this before, place this before merge 3D before spotlight, then we can only rotate the text but not the light. And if you want to add a text on your video, just drag the merge 3D node and connect this render 3D to your merge node. And now select the media out, press 2, and now we have this 3D node. And if you want to change the color, you can also do that. You can use the color picker to change your color of your text, or you can use this slider to change the color of your text, just like that. You can also change the decay type as well if you want to. So guys, this is the basics of how you can add a 3D text on your video inside Fusion. Now guys, we are currently using one light, which is spotlight, on our 3D text. Now we have different kinds of light in Fusion. I'm going to explain each one by one. So let's get started. First we have the spotlight, and what it does, if we select our spotlight, we can see we can cast light on one spot. If we move this far from our text, you can see we have this kind of light casting on our text. This is spotlight. Now you can also change its direction if you want to. You can move from X axis to Y to Z, and you can change the cone size as well if you want to. And now I'm going to change this color of my shadow as well, and I'm going to change the color of the light as well. So now we have this kind of light. So now the second light is, if we search for light, we have 4 light. We have spotlight, which we are using currently. We have point light. So now if we select point light, I'm going to add my point light, and now I'm going to add a merge 3D and drag this before our transform 3D. And now I'm going to connect my point light to our merge 3D, and I need you guys to focus on this text. As soon as I connect my point light to merge 3D, you can see we have this light casting on our text, white light. So now if we select our point lights, first select our merge 3D, press 1 on keyboard and select the point light and go to the transform, and you can see we have only translation. We can only move this from left to side from above to below and from far to near our text or to behind our text. We have this shining light casting on our text. As you can see, we have this shining light casting on our text. So you can also animate this light if you want to. Now you can also change the color of this light as well, and you can also change its intensity as well if you want to. And now if I select my transform 3D, disconnect this from here and connect this before our render 3D, and I'm going to rotate this, you can see we have this spotlight behind our text and we have spotlight in front of our text. So now guys, our next light is ambient light. So I'm going to select my text 3D and I'm going to search for ambient light, add this light, and if we select our merge 3D, press 1 on keyboard and select our ambient light and change its direction, you can see nothing is happening because ambient light affects all over your text. So if we select our transform 3D, rotate our text, you can see we have the same light appearing back side of our text and the front side of our text. So it's going to affect your text from overall. So I'm going to change this color to more like this. So if we disconnect this ambient light, you can see we have this color, and if we connect this light, we have this color, and if we rotate our text, we have the same light appearing on the back side of our text as well. So this is before and this is with ambient light connected. So now guys, we have one light left, which is directional light. So now I'm going to select my text 3D and search for directional light, and I'm going to add this light. Let's add this light, and as soon as I add this light, we have a white light appearing. So if we select our transform, just rotate our text, we have this white light, and if we select our merge 3D, press 1 on keyboard, select our directional light, go to its transform, you can see we can move this light from x-axis to y-axis to z-axis. So I'm going to place this right here. You can see we can move this light to any direction of our text. So this is the direction light. Now I'm going to change its color to more like this. And now we have this text effect. Now I'm going to select my transform and rotate our text. You can see we have 4 light casting on our text. And now if you want to move your text only, you can select your transform 3D and connect this after the text 3D. And now if we rotate our text, you can see we have this kind of text effect. So guys, these are the light node in Fusion page. So now guys, let's animate our text. So I'm going to select my transform 3D, and in Y rotation I'm going to add a simple rotate animation. And now to add animation, all you have to do is just use keyframe. So I'm going to add a starting point where I want to start my animation. Click on this diamond shape, and now I'm going to come over to this point, and I'm going to rotate this text 2 times. Right about here. And now if we see, we have this white line up here that indicate that we have keyframe animation. So if we play this video, you can see we have this rotate animation. So now if we enable keyframes, we have this transform 3D, and in transform 3D in Y rotation we have keyframes. Now you can also select these keyframes and move them anywhere you want to, or you can select individual keyframe and move its location as well if you want to. And now if you want to smooth the animation of this keyframe, all you have to do is just hide these keyframes and enable spline. And in spline in Y rotation, I'm going to come over to this point, hold control and use mouse scroll to zoom out, and you can select these keyframe and you can choose these animation, these graphs that are available in our spline. So I'm going to select my smooth, and now we have this smooth animation. You can also select them and you can also reverse them if you want to. And now we have this reverse rotation. You can select them and you can also set them loop if you want to. And now we have this rotating loop text all over the video. Now I'm going to Ctrl+Z to undo this, and now we have these graphs as well. You can set ping pong, you can set relative, and all these graphs. So in Spline you can smooth the animation of your keyframe. Now I'm going to hide this, and now I'm going to select my point light, and in transform I'm going to add a keyframe animation for this point light as well. So I'm going to come to the starting point, set a keyframe here, and right about here I'm going to animate this right about here. And now if we play this video, we have this animation. So this is how you can animate using keyframe in Fusion. So now guys, we are going to remove this green screen background. So in order to remove this background, we have to search for key effect, and we have two effects. You can either use ultra keyer or you can either use delta keyer. So the ultra keyer is very simple to use, so I'm going to add this effect. And now I'm going to select my background color picker, click, hold, and drag this on your screen, and you have to pick the best green screen value in order to remove your green screen accurately. So I'm going to select this value, and now as you can see, we removed our background successfully, but we need to change some settings to avoid this black shadow on our green screen. So I'm going to increase my matte separation just a little bit, don't push it too far, and we have to go to the matte, and I'm going to select this and drag this to the right side of the matte threshold. And now if we play this video, you can see we have successfully removed our green screen, but we have some issues right here. So to fix this, we have to increase just a little bit. So now as you can see, we removed our background successfully, but we have this softness on our face. So to fix this, we have to select this and drag this on the left side just a little bit, don't push it too far, just a little bit, right about here. So now we removed the background completely accurately. So if we go to the edit page, you can see we removed our green screen. So to remove this part of your background, all you have to do is just select your subject video, and now go to the crop and just crop this area, and now we are done. So guys, this is how you can remove your chroma key using the ultra keyer effect in Fusion page. So now guys, I'm going to track this laptop screen. So in order to track screens, we have a planner tracker dedicated to screens. So I'm going to add this planner tracker, and now I'm going to select my laptop screen. So in order to track this, we have to come to this starting point, select our screen, and now we have to click on this track to end. And as soon as I click on this, we have this error that saying that the reference time 0 must be within the render range. So our new range is this value, so we need to set this value. So in order to set a new value, we have to click on this reference time set, and now we have to track this. So now it is tracking our video. So as you can see, we have some mistakes here. So I'm going to stop my tracker, come to the starting point, reset my tracker, and I'm going to select this laptop screen right about here. Now set the range, now click on this track to end, and now it is tracking our screen successfully. So now guys, we track our laptop screen successfully. So now we have to give this tracker a footage to place on this laptop screen. So I'm going to select this footage, and now I'm going to connect this to the green effect. So now we have to switch this operation to our corner pin, and now I'm going to decrease this to a quarter, so in order to get our best view. So now we have to fix the corner pin, so change this to corner pin, and now select this corner pin and place this on your screen right about here, and select this corner pin and place this right here. And now we drag our video on this laptop screen. So now we have to zoom this video, and now we drag our video on this laptop screen. We can just loop this preview window, and now check this out. So guys, this is how you can track your screens using panel tracker. So guys, to track motions in Fusion page, we have a simple tracker. So if we search for tracker, we have this tracker TRA. So I'm going to add this tracker, and first I'm going to go to my playback and increase my proxy resolution to full. So now what I'm going to do is just select this point, drag this, and we have this window appearing that we are selecting that area, and I'm going to select this point right about here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this drag forward, and it will drag that area forward from start to this point. Now you can also view that what we selected in here in this small window in tracker 1. You can add multiple tracker if you want to. So now guys, our tracking is done. Now we can either track our text on this data, or we can either track a picture or a video on this data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this text, and I'm going to type text. And if we set to dual screen, click 1, increase the size of this text, go to the layout, shading, and I'm going to add a shadow, and let's change the shadow color to more like this is better. Now I'm going to also decrease the softness, and I'm going to change the position of this as well right about here. Now let's change the color, and now we have this text. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my tracker, go to the operations. So in operations, I'm going to select match movement, and now select this text and connect this to our tracking data. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this text right here, decrease the size of this text, and place this right here. And now if we play our video, you can see we attach our text on our tracking data. So now we can also attach a video if we want to. So I'm going to select this video, I'm going to attach this on our tracking data. So now we have this video. So to resize this video, all you have to do is just add a transform node, decrease the size, and reposition this video. You can add a video if you want to. Now if we play this video, you can see we attach our video on this tracking data. So now I'm tracking this subject I in order to show you how you can match move your position of this tracker. So let me just finish this tracking data, and let me just show you how you can track the position of this tracking data. So now I track this subject I, and I'm going to show you how you can go to the operations, select the match movement, and now you can also select this to background only, and we can now add this effect as well if you want to. As you can see, we have this subject in center of our video, but our background is moving only. Our subject is stay at the center. So now in order to fix this background problem, all you have to do is just go to the Fusion page and now search for transform. Select this transform and increase the size and the position as well. And now if we play this video, we have this effect. Now if we decrease this proxy mode to half, we can see that our subject position is tracked. So guys, this is how you can use this tracker and track your video and add some effects onto it. So guys, in Fusion page we have different kinds of mask node. We have rectangle, we have ellipse, we have polygon, and we have B-spline. So if you want to mask out something from your video or from your picture, you have to select a mask, and then I'm going to select this media, press 1 on keyboard, and now I'm going to select this mask and I'm going to cut out the DaVinci Resolve logo. So now if you want to cut out this DaVinci Resolve logo, you have to connect this to your media, and now we have this DaVinci Resolve logo. And if you want to cut out multiple things from your video or from your picture, you can do that as well by using multiple mask nodes. So for example, I'm going to disconnect this node and I'm going to add another mask node, ellipse mask node, and this time I'm going to cut out our OBS logo. And now if I connect this to my media, you have DaVinci Resolve logo, and if I connect this mask number 2 to mask number 1, we have this OBS logo. And if you want to mask out multiple things, then you can do that as well. All you have to do is drag a mask node, select that object, and now connect this to mask number 2 and connect this to our main media, and you have 1, 2, 3 objects. Now we have another node which is mat control. So first I'm going to delete these nodes, and let's drag this mat control node in here. Now I'm going to disconnect this media in node as well. And now guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this media and I'm going to connect this to our media out. So this is our background. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that we have multiple inputs in our mat control node. So if I select this and press Alt and let go, we have these multiple inputs. We have foreground, background, garbage mat, we have solid mat, and finally we have effects mask. So I'm going to connect this to our background. So now guys, currently we are using only one input of mat control, which is our background input. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this ellipse mask and I'm going to mask out my DaVinci Resolve logo. And now what I'm going to do guys, I'm going to select this ellipse mask and I'm going to press Alt, let go, and I'm going to connect this to our garbage mat. And now guys, what inside this mask is now our garbage. So if you want to cut out the logo only, all you have to do is just invert this mask. And I'm going to rename this mask as well, so you can better understand what these nodes inputs are. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this polygon mask, disconnect this mask, select the polygon mask, and I'm going to just add a rough mask around this Photopia logo. And now what I'm going to do guys, I'm going to connect this, press Alt, let go, to our effects mask, and I'm going to connect this garbage to our garbage mask. So now what I'm going to do guys, I'm going to select this polygon mask and invert this. And as you can see guys, we have this polygon mask which is connected to our effects mask, and this garbage which is connected to our garbage mat. So I'm going to rename this as well, effects mask. So now guys, what I'm going to do guys, I'm going to select another ellipse mask, disconnect all these, and I'm going to mask out my OBS logo this time. And now guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this, press Alt, to our foreground, and as you can see nothing is happened. So what I'm going to do, guys, you have to select your matte control and you have to change the combine to combine alpha. And to fix this problem, all you have to do is just check post multiply image. And now we have this OBS logo, we have our garbage matte, and we have our effects mask. So how these inputs work? So let me just add one more node, and for this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask this part only. And now I'm going to connect this to our final input, which is our solid mask. Now connect this to our foreground. I'm going to connect this to our garbage and connect this to our effects mask. And now I'm going to rename this so you can better understand what I am doing here. Foreground, and this for final we are going to rename this to solid matte. So now guys, for your better understanding, I'm going to disconnect all these mask nodes. And now what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to only connect this foreground, and as you can see we only have this foreground, and I'm going to connect this to our garbage. And as you can see, our garbage mask is selecting that part that is inside this foreground node. So the garbage matte select that is inside this foreground node, and if we invert this, you can see we are now masking out the foreground mask. So this is the relationship between the foreground and the garbage mask. And now guys, if I connect this to our solid mask, you can see we are only mask out that part which we are selected in our garbage mask. So this is our garbage mask, this is our solid matte, the rectangle mask is our solid matte, and the foreground mask is our OBS mask. And we have our final mask, which is effects mask. And if we select this, you can see we have Photopia logo, which is effects mask. And if I select solid matte, you can see we are showing that result as well. And if I select my garbage, you can see we are only masking out the OBS logo, which is our foreground. And for our foreground, you can see we can show anything that we want on screen. And in solid mask, we are only not showing that part which we mask in our garbage matte. And now if we want to connect these to our media out, all you have to do is just grab a merge node and now connect this to our merge node, and now we have this result. So I hope you better understand what these inputs does in matte control. So guys, these are masking nodes and this is matte control. It is very useful when you want to cut out multiple things at once. So now guys, we have this video. Now I'm going to show you how you can remove noise in your Fusion page. So search for remove noise and add this in between these nodes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock this color. You can either use color or you can either use chroma if you want to. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in my video and I'm going to increase the softness, and I'm going to increase my detail. So now if I show you the result before and after, I'm going to set this to dual screen. Select this, press 1 on keyboard, and now if I zoom in, this is the original result. And guys, this is our remove noise result. So it also make your video little bit soft. So if you want to avoid that, all you need to do is just decrease the softness and increase the detail. Decrease the softness, and now as you can see we have a much difference. This is our original footage and this is our remove noise. And you can also go to the Chrome and you can also increase the softness and increase the detail as well. And now we have this final result. So this is how you can use remove noise in Fusion page to remove noise from your video. Now guys, in Fusion page we also have templates. So if you go to the effects and select the templates folder, you can see we have several templates. So I'm going to show you some of them. It's very easy to use. You can just drag and drop them in your timeline. So for example, we have lens flare. So I'm going to add one lens flare. So I'm going to add this lens flare. So it's very simple. All you have to do is just drag and drop this in between these two nodes, and now we have this lens flare. And now guys, if you want to make some changes in your lens flare, you have to double click on this to open this group node, and you can select individually these nodes and you can change the settings here. So now as you can see, we can customize our lens flare as well if you want to. These templates are very easy to use. You can just drag and drop them in between your nodes. So now I'm going to close this group and delete this lens flare. So now next guys, we have particle effects as well. You can also add blowing leaf. Just drag this and drop this right here and add a merge node and connect the final node to our merge node. And now we have these leaf templates. Now I'm going to increase the size, and now as you can see we have these leaves template. So I'm going to select this, delete them, and now I'm going to add a matrix node and connect this to our merge node. And as you can see, we have this matrix line appear. Decrease the density, decrease the depth, and I'm going to increase the width and increase the height as well. Now we have this awesome animation. Now if you want to decrease these values, all you have to do is just double click here, select your emitters, double click here to open the properties of emitter and decrease the emitters. And now if I play, you can see we have this awesome templates animation of matrix line. Now I'm going to delete this matrix. Now finally we have our stylized text. Now guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this rotate follower and I'm going to connect this to our merge node, and I'm going to change my text as well. And now if I play my video, you can see we have this amazing text animation template in our Fusion page. So these all are very simple to use. Just drag them and drop them here and connect them to the merge node. Select the final node and connect that node to our merge node. I'm going to add one more. Connect this to our merge node. Select this, rename this. So now we have this amazing animation. So guys, these are the templates in our Fusion page. So now guys, I'm going to show you how you can install plugin or script in your DaVinci Resolve. So search for DaVinci Resolve Reactor plugin and go to this website called stickunderwater.com. And it will take some time to open this website because it's very slow. So now guys, if you want to download this script, all you have to do is just click here and it will download your Reactor installer. And now guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Fusion page, and in Fusion page I'm going to drag this and I'm going to drop this right here. And as soon as I did that, we have this installer window. So all you have to do is just install and launch, and now it is installing our Reactor script. Now we have this Reactor system. So now guys, it will take maximum 10 minutes I believe to install this in your Fusion page. And now guys, the Reactor script is now completely installed in our Fusion page, and we have to select some plugins to install in our Fusion page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for audio waveform, check this. If this is unchecked, then check this. Now guys, we are done. Now close this window. A new item has been installed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the effects, add a fusion composition, and now go to the fusion. And in fusion, what I'm going to do guys, I'm going to search for audio waveform that we just installed, and I'm going to connect this to our media out. So right now nothing is happening because please load audio file. So we have to select the audio waveform and select a audio file. So I'm going to select this audio file, and now if we play, we have this audio waveform showing to us. So now we can change the setting. We can zoom in and zoom out this. We can increase the amplitude as well. And now if we go to our edit page, you can see we have this. Let me just drag this on a place. Let me just place this on top and drag our background. And now we have this audio waveform. Now you can add effects on this audio waveform as well if you want. For example, if you want to add a glow, you can do that as well. Just search for glow effect, add a glow, increase the size, and now go to the effects. You can see we have this effect. So now guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that audio that I give this audio waveform and place this under this audio track. So now I'm going to drag this under our track, and now I want you guys to focus on this audio waveform. Check out its visual, and now check out the visual on our audio waveform. These are the same visuals. So guys, this is how you can install Reactor script in Fusion page and install the Fusion plugin.